So hi there again everyone, this is again Alan and welcome back to my channel. Today here in the Philippines, we are now on our way to the third week of the quarantine and I'm hoping you guys are all safe and sound at home. This video is very special to me and personal as well because for the first time I'm gonna be sharing with you guys a completed sketchbook journal and here it is. I started this in 2017 and finished it in 2018, and what's so special about this is that I really learned a lot from the paintings that I did here, and this was also the time when I was starting collecting artist grade paints and student grade paints as well, because before this I was only using school grade paints like Prang, Pentel, etc. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is because I want to inspire you to start your own sketchbooks or journals if you haven't, and also to encourage everyone to just stay at home and make some paintings. I'd like to ask you guys not to skip and to finish the video because in the end I'm gonna be having another announcement. So let's go. I got the sketchbook at National Bookstore for 100 Philippine pesos or roughly less than $2, and it's not a watercolor sketchbook, it's an ordinary paper pad. It was okay as long as you don't abuse it. It doesn't give any other information aside from the sketchbook and the 16K size. By the way, here is how a new one looks like. When I bought this, I had no idea yet what artist grade watercolor was, student grade or a watercolor paper was. What I knew then was I can use watercolor on any surface, so I just bought this one and I just really wanted to paint right away. So I think let's start. So back then I wasn't planning anything. I wasn't planning to make a YouTube video or a journal. I just wanted to paint, so I came up with this quotation: every moment is a fresh start. I'm not a calligraphy artist, okay, so I'm not really good at this, but I wanted the quote, so I put it in the sketch pad with these roses and chrysanthemums, etc. So the next is: the best way out is always through. And here's another one: for those who are losing strength and confidence, I'm telling you, you are enough. So whatever your heart tells you now to do, come on, do it now. Okay, so if you want to paint, paint now. Next, I think these are blueberries. I found this, I think, on Pinterest. I think I saw an inspiration on Pinterest, but the quote here says, "Thank you to myself for making it this far despite wanting to give up every single day." This is by Zach Gray. So I think in this painting I stopped doing calligraphies because I saw no hope in doing calligraphies. Anyway, these are, I think, daisies, but I gained I gained hope again in making calligraphies, but I think the placing is a failure. But I love my wreath here. These are orange flowers, and it says here, "Conquer from within." Here again is another quote. So what is right to be done cannot be done too soon. So this is a purple tulip. This is a loose painting. This was requested by a Facebook friend. Her name was Angelica. And this is again another floral painting, but I don't actually know what kind of flower is this. I just really wanted to paint something that time, so I did. And this is a lily, I think, and I believe this was the time when I discovered Wei Talyandir on Instagram and on YouTube. She is absolutely very good in painting flowers. She was the one who inspired me to paint more flowers. And if you check out her YouTube and Instagram, you will find the inspiration on this painting. I really love her works. And she is a user of Sennelier, and she was also the reason why I bought my first Sennelier set. So really an admitted fanboy here. So here I attempted painting a yellow rose, which was also inspired by one of Way's. You can find the inspiration on her Instagram account too. Another one, but this is so loose, and yeah, it's a failure. I think these two are both failures. This one is another rose painting. I believe there's progress now, but still not very satisfied. So I made again another one. So this is a peach rose. So here I believe I improved a little. And here is my favorite rose painting in this sketchbook. This is very muted and I love it. This is an old rose themed painting. I am not sure if this is from Way's painting. I don't think so. I think I found the inspiration somewhere in Pinterest. So I'm done with flowers. I'm now to painting landscapes. So I think I also saw the inspiration in Pinterest, but I'm sorry I wasn't able to write down the name of the original artist. So here is a lighthouse painting, and I don't remember the inspiration to this, but yeah, maybe I just searched on Google. So here I think it's my imagination. This is a reflection of a mountain and trees to a lake, and I suddenly just wanted to go back to painting flowers. So yeah, here is again another floral painting, but this time I challenged myself to make a white flower painting without using white. It's actually a cosmos flower. Here is again another lily. This is also inspired by Way's paintings. Here I tried to paint a very loose iris flower. Is this iris? I'm not sure. I'm not very good at flower names. Yeah, but this is very loose. And next is this orchid painting. This is actually one of my favorites here. I love this orchid painting that I repeated this in my floral demo. So here is the baby, the bigger baby of that. So you can see the difference, the progress in these two. So if you want to see the tutorial on this painting, I'll be putting the link below. So this is my orchid, my moth orchid painting. And this is my bougainvillea painting, also with Sennelier watercolors. So now we're back to landscapes and sceneries, and this one is inspired by a photo taken by me at Lake Cebu in Mindanao. So yeah, this is the cover or the banner of this YouTube channel. Yeah, I did this back in September 2017. Yes, some of the paintings here are from 2018, some are 2017, because I was, trying to, okay, let's skip this page, let's skip this. Yeah, I don't know, my mood dictates where to paint. Anyway, yeah, this is my only animal painting here, and I was so happy with it because I think his eyes are so sharp and alive. So yeah, and the reason why I chose this as the cover of my YouTube banner is because this is the national bird of the Philippines, the monkey-eating eagle, and I believe I'll be taking so much pride displaying this national bird of ours. So this is actually just a draft or a scratch. I just wanted to paint but can't paint anything. I tried making human figures here, but I think they look like zombies. Next is another scenery, and this was inspired by a photo taken by me. And if you are visiting Philippines, I suggest you visit Coron, because this is really breathtaking and the beaches are really, only in the Philippines. And this one is inspired by, again, a photo taken by yours truly at Subic Port. And this one again is another inspired painting from a photo from Coron, Palawan. And our last painting in this sketchbook is this grape painting, and here I was aiming to making a hyper realistic or a very 3D painting, but I failed. But I'm happy with it, and in fact, because of this, I made one of my sketchbooks dedicated to fruits. By the way, this is a pentalic, and we are gonna be continuing this hopefully soon. So we are done with my sketchbook tour. I hope you enjoyed watching this. For those who are asking me to review papers and brushes, here's a good news, because starting next week, I will be starting reviewing my sketch pads and papers. So I believe this is a rough review. So you have already seen the product of this sketchbook. So this is not watercolor paper, but it performed well, I think. But I'm not gonna be reviewing this one since this is not a watercolor paper. So for the papers, pads, and sketchbooks that I will be reviewing in the coming weeks, here are the following, but I don't know the sequence yet. Let's start with this. This is the Pentalic sketch pad. I also have Honey Mule Burgund. I also have Strathmore Mixed Media Sennelier watercolor paper. This is rough cotton paper. I also have Magnani 1404. I believe I have two of this, but I misplaced the other one. I also have another Honey Mule. This is Honey Mule postcards. And also Barna Art pad. Let's move. And also my Honey Mule sketch pad. This is one of my favorites, and that's already a tip. And these Renaissance watercolor paper pad, I think this is from Fabriano, because yeah, they have their logo here, but it buckles big time. But when it dries, it's absolutely fine. Another Magnani. This is rough. And one of my favorites also, my Escoda pad. This is where I painted my Bali tour, and also my favorite Barcelona tour, where I painted my Sagrada Familia. And I also have Moleskine, and my favorite Asian brand, the Lamplight. This is from Japan, but I've only used this once. This is cotton paper. Also the visual journal. This is the one I use for my portrait studies here in YouTube, but I only started, what's this? Oh, but I only started the tutorials in, I think, this one, in Jesus Christ, because when I painted Catriona Gray, I wasn't able to record it, so I started with Jesus Christ. So we're gonna review this also. And I also have Be Creative. I'm not a huge fan of this, and I'm gonna tell you why when I review it. Also the Canson Montball Torchon, where I do my comparisons. And also the Saunders Waterford. And of course, lastly, my most recommended of all, the Arches watercolor paper. And as you all know, this is the one that I use for all my watercolor reviews. And this is also the only paper that I use for my commissioned paintings. And in fact, I am using it right now for my biggest project. This is the book of church paintings, wherein I'm tasked to paint 150 paintings of church facades, church interiors, and details. So here are some of the works, and this is one of my favorites. You can see the texture of the paper here. There's another one. So I'm very satisfied with Arches, and it's very manageable, it's very easy to use, it's very absorbent, and if you want texture, you can easily achieve it here through certain techniques, of course. And yeah, it's not the cheapest, of course, but I believe you are getting what you paid for when you use Arches. So I think we're done now. I know you guys are waiting for my reviews on papers and sketch pads and brushes, and don't worry, because we are gonna be having them soon, and next week we are gonna be starting to review one of these pads. So again, if you have suggestions, questions, recommendations, or anything, just comment it below and I will be happy to respond. So again, thank you for watching, be safe, and see you again next week.